This is a A1 exclusive.
Plastic crate is going down. They mad they couldn't get their point across. Shit, I love the sound. Them sources looking weak, homie. You know we gon' check them out. Flying through your teeth, have my pseudo killer stretch you out. Bring them back, they calling me the puppet master. It's always some strings attached. The pseudo always dies at its source. We gon' see to that. And there you go pontificate. You know we don't believe in that. And I'm bringing freedom back. Don't I make this shit look cool? Debaters better keep it cool. Might hit up heavy hitters, have room, get it you. Have my scholars line you up, and I ain't talking barber school. Peer review party, bring your paperwork. You showed up to debate with no sources? Man, that's crazy work. Them ad homs that never work. If you scared, go to church. It's your Allah, no more shirt. The versus series poppin', sir. Till DMG is going down, they mad they couldn't get their point across. Shit, I love the sound of sources looking weak. Homie, you know we gon' check them out. Flying through your teeth, have my pseudo killer stretch you out. Bring them back, they calling me the puppet master. It's always some strings attached. The pseudo always dies at its source. We gon' see to that. And there you go pontificating. You know we don't believe in that. Till Ratchet Craig is going down, they mad they couldn't get their point across. Shit, I love the sound of sources looking weak. Homie, you know we gon' check them out. Flying through your teeth, have my pseudo killer stretch you out. Bring them back, they calling me the puppet master. It's always some strings attached. The pseudo always dies at its source. We gon' see to that. And there you go pontificating. You know we don't believe in that.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live.
Let's go. Welcome back to another episode of Paradigm Shift TV 314. This is the Debate Center. I am NoBoDy. Always trying to tell everybody about somebody who can save anybody, and that is Jesus the Christ. In the building today, we have the Pseudo Slayer himself. Mr. Heru Consciousness is in the place to be. What's up with it, bro?
Hey, what's going on, brother? How you doing?
Man, same stuff, just a different day, my brother. I'm glad I got you in the building today. You know what it is, man. You are the #1 contender for the World Heavyweight Championship, man. The top prize that we offer over here at Paradigm Shift TV 314. I just wanted to kind of get into your brain a little bit today, man. Ask you a couple of questions, make a few statements, and see how you respond to them, man. Are you down for it?
Absolutely, brother. It's an honor to be
here. I appreciate you being here with us, man. Well, you know that you got the debate coming up with the world champion, Pan Man, wild as a Taliban, man. And on the topic itself, is Pan-Africanism a practical solution to liberate Black folks in the 21st century, man? I've been hearing a lot of stuff in the back chats, you know, a couple of videos from people that made. A lot of people already counting you out just because the name Pan-African is inside the title. And we know that the world champion is a Pan-Africanist, man. So based off all the chatter that's been going on around these YouTube streets, man, how do you respond to people thinking that you already lost just due to the title itself, man?
Well, let me start off by saying this, brother. A lot of people counted me out before they even knew what the title was. And here's another thing right here. Nobody knows my premise. No one. So if you're going to count me out based on the topic alone, or count me out just because you have a little favoritism because he's the champ and he deserves his accolades. No one should take that away from him. He deserves his accolades. But if you're going to count me out and don't even know what my premise is, boy, I tell you what, man, get your popcorn ready
because on the 5th we're gonna put down some information, and we're gonna see. You're gonna see exactly why I'm the number one contender and why I'm gonna actually win.
See, man, I heard you say, if I'm not mistaken, that you used to follow Pan-Africanism. Is that true?
Yeah, years ago, I was definitely into Pan-Africanism. A lot of people, if you know anything about me, years and years and years ago, I was a pseudo too. You know, and I'm not saying that Pan-Africanism is pseudo. I'm just saying, and it's 2025. It's not practical. It's not practical. So that's where I'm coming from on this thing.
And see, I don't think a lot of people even knew that about you. So now, for everybody that's in the audience listening to the show, I think it should be even harder to count the brother out by him telling everybody that he used to practice the same thing, but he elevated to what he is now. I think a lot of people were thinking that you didn't know a lot about it, or definitely they probably didn't know that you had a background in it, man. So even just for me myself, I think it's going to be a good debate overall. But then for you to actually have a background in that, oh man, bro, I think that says a lot.
Absolutely. Like, and here's the thing. I was trying to stress this as best as I could, because Pandemus and I were friends, and I still would consider him a friend to this day. I just think that, you know, over the past few weeks, there's been, you know, some shitty attitudes towards certain things. And to me, I'm not throwing away the friendship. I just think that there's room for us to sit down and talk and get some things cleared. But I do want to say this right now, because I did watch his one-on-one show with Rocky, and the name Heru Conscious has nothing to do with Pan-Africanism whatsoever. That name came about. It was actually birthed. One of the elders had kind of gave me that name. I used to be in the Final Battle, and the Final Battle, Lions Den, all of that kind of stuff. I was in those debate circles, and we was always against the Hebrews versus like people understanding the Kemetic science. And so when I initially had my original page was my real name. They used to just simply call me Midwest Dread back then, but I had my real name. Now, when that Facebook account had got kind of hijacked by Facebook, I just came back in strong with the name Heru Conscious. So that's where the name comes from. Has nothing to do with Pan-Africanism. So I just wanted to go ahead and put that.
Y'all heard that, right? So we don't want to hear nobody else saying that based off his name, then, you know, he's somehow included into this Pan-Africanism thing when he just explained to y'all where his name came from. So yeah, I want to talk about more stuff like that, man. What do you think are some things that people need to know about yourself that they probably don't know, which will probably give you the edge inside this debate on this particular topic?
Well, you know, I keep hearing about this here. How many debates you had? And here's the thing. I probably have been debating longer than most of these folks have. I just was on the underground side of it. You know, I've had some live debates. I've had plenty of wars that you know, through various different debate platforms and things like that. I probably have been on every platform you could think of, and you know, from Sonnetter to everything. So at the end of the day, if people think for one moment that I'm just coming in here as an amateur and just don't stand a chance, man, you got another thing coming.
See? And I think a lot of people forget about those back chat debates that don't get displayed. You know, a lot of people don't see those Facebook debates, you know, how we get in them groups and we got the Christians versus the Kemetics or the atheists versus whoever. A lot of us be in them back chat debating through text, you know, and I don't think stuff like that get a lot of credit as well. So I know you've been around for a while. You know, I'm not saying I've seen every debate you've ever had or nothing like that, but I can remember your name running around these YouTube streets for years, man. So yeah, again, I definitely think people are doing a disjustice trying to count you out, definitely based off the name. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And it's true, bro. It's true. that's another thing I want to point out. You know, a lot of these guys, they're quick to talk about like the new current tools. Whether you have Chat GPT, Meta AI, all this stuff. Man, years ago when we was doing this, we didn't have none of those tools.
None of that.
We was actually sourcing up and articulating our argument. So to me, that is what seasons you for these live debates.
I agree.
You get what I'm saying?
Yep, I agree. Because you know me, I used to debate too. Well, I still debate now, not just as much, but I've gotten somewhat of their same reputation just because we got a new audience now, a lot of new audience and eyes on Paradigm Shift. Some of them people didn't get to see a lot of those old debates to where I was holding it down just on my own, me and my Christian brothers, leading to where it's at now. But a person would be a fool to still count a person out if you don't know what their background is. So man, I seen y'all have the face off and y'all came up, y'all agreed pretty quick, and you were the one to come up with the a topic, right? What made you choose that topic?
Okay, so honestly, I had thought about it because it took for honestly, this is the truth. Me and Pan are both atheists, and so we agree. A lot of our ideology agrees like 100% with each other. So it was hard for me to come up with a concept or an idea for a topic for us to actually debate on, where we can actually find some contention or even not even so much the contention, but just contrast, right? And so when I thought about this title here, this title is like epic because it's so layered that most when people look at it on the surface, it goes right past their head. They're not even gonna trust me. Come debate night, I'm gonna be full of surprises when it comes to this topic alone. You know what I mean? So again, I'm smarter than the average bear. I'm not one of these guys that's gonna come in here and undercut and undermine Pan, because I've been around the brother long enough to know. And like for instance, he's in my debate group, which is the Heavy Hitters debate group, debate league. Although he doesn't really post debate content in the actual group, he's still a part of the group. You get what I'm saying?
Right. Oh, yeah.
So at the end of the day, this title itself is going to take a lot of people for a loop. I don't think that most people even understand the direction I'm coming with it. And I'm not here to down Pan-Africanism. That's the thing. We're it worked good for its time. So yeah, at the end of the day, the fact that he was so arrogant, and I think that's the part that rubs me wrong, is the arrogance. And it's like, come on, bro, Pan, the audacity at this point. Because we were friends. I didn't think that you looked down on me or anyone else like that. You know what I mean? So the audacity for him to do that one-on-one show with Rocky and talk with that level of slickness is just, I said, wow, okay, that's what it is, bro. That's what we're gonna deal with.
Hey, as you let it be known, not that you're against slick talk, but you didn't see him approaching you in that way, knowing the background that y'all have with each other. But you did hear everything that he said on the debate center that he did with my brother Rocky. Do you want to respond to any of that stuff? You can take as long as you want.
Well, there's really not a whole lot to respond to, because at the end of the day, I'm gonna just say this: arrogance and pride. I'm an atheist, but arrogance and pride to me is the devil. Okay. Mm. And that shit can either make you or break you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that he maybe feel like he's getting his little funky off between the face off and that show. But let's be honest, man. We still got the 5th coming up, Sunday, October 5th.
Sunday, October 5th.
Yeah, and that's gonna be the tell-all right there.
I agree. Y'all just heard it here, man. Sunday, October the 5th. You do want to be in the building. You do not want to miss this. This is like the Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant at WrestleMania, man. This is Debate Mania 1, the first ever, man. And you on the top of the card, bro. You are in the main event spot, as you already know. going up against Super Pan Man Wild as a Taliban, bro. And I think based off of some of the stuff that you say here today on Debate Center, maybe you can kind of get that crowd persuaded over to your side a little bit. What you think?
Well, you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I want all the people that hate me to keep that same energy, because when I win, I don't want you coming to my side. I don't want you there. You know, the Pseudo Slayers. We got our own little thing going on over there, man. The Pseudo Slayers is really the Heavy Hitters Debate League, right?
Right.
And we just made a collaboration with my brother Cedric Ortega. You know, he's part of the Pseudo Killers.
Shout out to Sid.
Yeah, big shout out to Sid, man. That's my bro right there. We do a lot of research and stuff like that together, and so it's not like a chat that we just play around. You know, a lot of information we do disseminate a lot of information with each other. And so therefore, I'm just warning people right now, we never send a soldier out there unarmed. Never.
And I've heard some people that's in y'all back chats say that same thing. I'm in a bunch of back chats too, but a lot of it is just trash talking. You know, people just waking up every day saying regular stuff throughout the day. You know what I'm saying? But for the Pseudo Killers chat, I've heard that, yeah, y'all really be in there getting down with the get down, man. And I think that's what makes y'all such a powerful team, a powerful group, whatever name you want to put on that. Y'all coming together as a collective, having all of those different.
I was just gonna say that's the name of it. That's what we refer to ourselves as, the collective. So trust me, every last one of us is ready to shoot shit up when it comes to this information. So I'm warning people, be careful. Don't let your arrogance, don't let your ego put you in a place where you're gonna get laid out. Because this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to lay out the facts with precision over rhetoric. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I think that's how it should be. But with Super Pan Man, with him being not only the world champ, but also being undefeated, 5 times. You don't think that warrants a little arrogancy, a little pride?
You know what? It warrants arrogancy for someone that's just not in the know. Because let's be honest here. The only debate that Pan really had that was really, in my opinion, a good debate was him and Jay Fax. The other four opponents were just not up to par. Like, you know what I mean? I'm gonna be honest with you. Those were easy debates for him. You know what I'm saying? And what I'm trying to tell you is that I'm gonna be a different type of champion. I'm not gonna debate and then hide for months, or what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be calling out some of these big names.
Now that is something that people have placed on Pan as well. They have said that since he has been the champion, he don't come to the back chats. He don't really hit the panels and the after parties where all the people are at. And some of them kind of give a bad, connotation because of it. Or would you? Well, I guess you just said it. Like you said, when you become the champ, or if you become the champ. Well, let me say it in your words. When you become the champ, you're not going to be that type of champion. Correct.
Correct. Because here's the thing, bro. I stepped back in the debate scene. My first debate on Paradigm Shift was against Bosco. And I know that. Yeah, shout out to Bosco. I know a lot of people don't respect him. They don't respect the scholarship. But that was a debate that me and Bosco had been talking about doing for well over a year prior to us debating, right? And my thing is since April, I have not seen the so-called Super Pan Man, Wild as the Taliban. He's not in any of the after shows. There's people literally on these shows calling him out, and he's not even showing up. So, at the end of the day, and I could see if it was like 1 show, 2 show, but we're talking since April, bro. It's going on September. It's September, bro.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
We are at the end of August right now. That's a long time for you to just be absent, and all these people keep calling you out. Lucifer did a whole show shooting up Garvey. Where was Pan? Nowhere to be found. And he still hasn't addressed it. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I'm not gonna take the opportunity here just to shit on Pan. But
not at all.
I want to ask you one question, NoBoDy. What fucking grown man you know names himself Pancakes?
Right, man.
I realize his following is like 90% women, and they're infeminating this dude. They're calling him Pancakes, and at the end of the day, you had the audacity to get on here and call yourself Pancakes. Come on, man. Bro, I'm ready to eat.
You know I'm surgical with this bitch, Jake. How you want to?
Say, man. Hey, man, I know, man, you had a conversation the other night, and you brought that up. And just like live, man, I can't do nothing but laugh about it, man. I don't know nobody who call themselves Pancakes, man. Now, but I ain't gonna take away from the brother. I've heard him put Pan in front of everything. You know what I'm saying?
Too.
And
Me too.
You know what I'm saying? So I get his demeanor. I ain't even saying I dislike it, man. You know, to have a name like Pan that can fit with different stuff, you know what I'm saying? I kind of see what he's doing and where he's going when he do stuff like that. But like you're saying, a lot of his following are females, and for him to put that on his name, you're saying that it's kind of effeminate?
Yeah, bro. Come on, man. I was just shocked that he was that arrogant and that egotistical to accept it and then go live with it. Oh, I'm Pancakes. Oh man, come on, bro. I'm not calling you. I'm not calling you Pancakes. I'm sorry.
If Mama call him Joe, I'm gonna call him Joe. I'm gonna call him
right. Right. I'm not about to play with that, man. You know what I mean? That's a little that's a little going too far, man.
As y'all can see, listen to the brother Heru Conscious, man. Not only do he have the seriousness, man, he also got the comedic side too, man. That's like a double threat. I would say bring the triple threat, even going back to based off of the Pan-Africanism title that y'all are debating coming up on December the 5th. I would say that you're a triple threat, especially in this debate. Not only the seriousness, not only the comedicness, but you also know a lot about the topic, man. So like I say, I don't think you nobody to be looked over, nobody to be played with, man. So
well, I want to say this. I want to say this, NoBoDy, and this is true. What you said is a very true statement. I think that every single person in this versus series is nobody that should be looked over. You know what I mean? I think that we have to get out of that habit of just saying, okay, well, this is my favorite, and I'm just going to roll with this, because you're undercutting someone else when you're not there. You're not there to see their research methodology. You're not there to know exactly what's inside their brain, and then you're not even there to know their full argument. You know what I'm saying? So I don't underestimate anyone. That's why I say I will be a different type of champion. Sure, the arrogance comes with it, but you know, there's a little bit what you call excessive that kind of comes across, you know, undelightful in a lot of people's eyes, you know. So at the end of the day, you know, it's okay to be a little bit confident in yourself, but when the arrogance really kicks in like that, man, you start turning people off, and that's something I know through experience. Like I said, I'm almost 50 years old, bro. I got a lot of experience out here. So I think that no one should be just overlooked or taken, you know, taken for granted.
I agree. You know, dealing with what we deal with on YouTube, especially in these conscious community streets, you know, it's a lot of cult of personality that go on. You know, a lot of people look up to other people who they think have done the research that they haven't done. So since they like that person, they'll jump on that person bandwagon and rock with them in whatever debate scenario that they're in, just because they don't know the information for themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think that's one of the hardest parts about debating. It's not necessarily trying to convince your opponent, but trying to convince the listening audience that I'm on point with the information that I'm bringing. Would you agree to that?
I absolutely agree. I've been saying that a long time too. When you're dealing with the intellectual debates, sure, you may have your favorites, but you have to really look at the content of what they're actually discussing. And I think that it's important for you to, be tentative to understand what each other's premise is before you make that kind of decision to say, well, I think this person is going to just smoke this person. Like, to me, uh, to me, it puts your own judgment on display, when you do such a thing, because it could happen. I've seen it happen many a times. People that who were considered the underdog come in there and just wipe somebody completely down, bro.
I agree. I consider debating like a sport, and we've seen the underdog win in all type of sport, whether that's football, basketball, wrestling, debate. Like you're saying, when you take this thing seriously and you take it as a sport, I don't think that nobody would disagree with the fact that an underdog can come through and beat whoever the top person is, or the person who everybody think is going to win. And I think that they just put the underdog on a different pedestal. You know what I'm saying? That kind of helped them skip the line and go straight to the top when you're able to be looked at as the underdog, but then you still come through and knock out everybody's favorite, man. So I don't think you're in a bad position. Of course, we agree that you are the number one contender, and can't nobody take a doo-doo on whoever has the belt around their shoulders. But like you and I have been agreeing with so far, for somebody to underestimate somebody, especially based off of that. Let me say it this way, bro. I think the listening audience, for the ones who are not aware, I don't think a lot of them understand objective debates and subjective debates. Me, I love debates that are objective. 1 plus 1, what's the sum of 1 plus 1? Somebody saying 2, somebody saying 16. Whoever telling the truth, I think that should be the person that wins. But we live in an era to where people think that everything is subjective. It don't matter who telling the truth. It depends on how their presentation was, or it depends on how they was talking, or if they were able to articulate themselves in a certain manner. So I agree with that too. But a lot of people don't understand the difference between the objective debate, which is what's the sum of 1 plus 1, compared to a subjective debate, like what's the best flavor of ice cream, chocolate or vanilla. A subjective debate, anybody could win that, because those debates, to me, should be based off of presentation, how a person can articulate themselves and such and such. But the objective debate, the person who's telling the truth should be the one who wins. And paradigm shift is not pigeonholing anybody to having an objective or subjective debate. Based off of the title tells us what's objective and what's subjective. And the title that y'all have going on, which is Pan-Africanism, a practical solution for liberation for Black people in the 21st century. I would say that's an objective debate.
Yes.
What would you say?
Yeah, that's the only way I'm gonna debate. I will not debate anything that's subjective, because
Me too.
because at that point, what you're really doing is when you're dealing with subjective debates, it really comes down to who you really can appeal to. Can you captivate the judges or the audience to decide with you on your own subjective position of or worldview on something? When it's subjective, when we're dealing with objective titles, we're dealing with topics. I mean, we're dealing with the stats. We're dealing with things that are actually proven. You know what I mean? It's not none of the feel good stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
At the end of the day, you'll never catch me debating anything that's subjective. I will reject that debate. I will tell you, let's come up with a title that's more objective, as opposed to something that's subjective.
I agree with you on that. I wouldn't say that I haven't debated subjective topics, but I only do those for fun. My serious debates, like you're saying, yeah, I'm all about objectivity, man. I'm about somebody lying and somebody telling the truth, or somebody wrong and somebody right. So let's debate this topic out, and the person who's telling the truth should be the person that wins when it comes to objectivity. And a lot of times, if it is an objective debate, you can kind of tell the winner and loser off the topic before the debate even happened. Again, just like what's the sum of 1 + 1? You know what I'm saying? If
Right,
whoever's
right.
saying 2, hey, that person kind of already won. And I don't even think the person that's saying 16 should even take the debate. But we see in this community, people take debates all the time, man. That's the losing side of the debate, and still win the debate, not because their conclusion was true, but because they were able to persuade the audience more.
Right, right,
Mhm.
right. And
So,
I think that we have to like really kind of get out of that. You know, I think that what we owe the community, what we owe the audience is the facts. And how can we articulate those facts in the argument style, right? That makes sense. So for instance, what you're going to find out with me, if you look at all my debates that I've had, that's exactly what I do. I come with the facts, but I'm going to corner you with the facts, and you're either going to accept the facts or you're going to show me that that the data is wrong, or you're just going to have to concede that you're lying. It's one of the two. You know what I'm
mhm,
saying?
right.
So that's why I
Uh,
tell people when I debate, that's what I do. I take you to a certain place. I hold your feet to the fire, and either you're gonna have to show that my results are not factual, or you're gonna have to concede. It's one of the two.
and you know, a lot of people don't concede. You know, there are people who won and lost debates who still walk around, you know, with their hands in the air like I'm the champ and oh, I won. You know what I'm saying? So we can't take that away from it. You know what I'm saying? I've seen it happen too many times. Let me ask you this question: are you prepared to lose, or how would you handle a loss if you were to lose?
Well, see, again, I'm a different type of guy, man. If I say let's go ahead and put that shoe on. If I was to lose, all that leaves me to do is to go back to the drawing board. That means that I need to tighten up my presentation. I need to maybe not only come with a tighten up my presentation, but maybe I need to come with a different perspective or a different angle with my argument. So it's all a learning process for me. You know what I'm saying? And not only trying to give out information to educate, but I also want to learn. And so you learn from your own mistakes. So you'll never catch me crashing out. I'm going to quit the ship because I lost. Oh, this is rigged. You're never going to hear that from me. Never.
I
I,
appreciate that. I,
I'm
I,
a,
I love to hear that. I love to hear that, and I appreciate that because you've seen it just like I've seen it, not only with this debate league, but other debate leagues that's on YouTube. Somebody, they could have however many wins, but then they get that one loss, and now all of a sudden this is the worstest platform in the world or the
Mhm.
worstest system in the world. You know what I'm saying? I've seen it just like you've seen it, and to hear you say what you just said, I believe that all debaters should be that way. You never see a team lose the Super Bowl and now they're just out of the NFL. No, they come back next season and they try it again. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, they're gonna talk a little trash. They gonna maybe the referees was cheating or whatever the scenario was or whatever. They gonna say all that, but guess what? That team gonna come back that following season and throw their hat back in the ring in order to go after the championship again. So what you just said and what you just displayed for any debaters that are on Paradigm Shift or just debaters in general. What he just said, all of y'all, if you haven't adopted that, you should adopt that type of mindset, man. This is like football. Any given Sunday, anybody could win, anybody could lose, but that don't mean that you take your ball and you go home when it's the only ball we playing with at the court, man. You got to come in here and try it again, man. So I appreciate you for saying that, and I hope that other debaters also adopt that same mindset. Okay, well, let me ask you this, man. We've talked about the people who are saying that you already lost based off the title. Now let's talk about the people because they are out there too. There are people out there as well who saying that Pan ain't got no chance when it comes to you. Definitely on this particular topic. Can you speak on your fan base and the people that are behind you? Not simply just because it's a cult of personality type of thing, but those people that are behind you because they have witnessed you leave blood all on the floor, all on the ceiling, all on the walls in previous debates. Can you address that side of the audience?
Yeah. You know, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say big shout out to all the people that do support me, and big shout out to all the people that don't support me. But those that are actually speaking good on my name, they have actually witnessed and saw me absolutely shoot shit up, bruh. And so at the end of the day, my message to them is I thank them all for their support. I'm never gonna let them down. I'm gonna always come um, with factual information and with precision. But make no mistake, like I tell my fans and all my friends, my family, you know, again, I'm one of those people that never count anyone out. You know, there's always that element of surprise. So you never know what can happen. But this is why I prepare the way I do. You know, I've been spending less time in these back chats and things like that. I'm really focused on this particular debate topic, and for that reason alone, because a lot of people could say, well, I know just based on your history, you're going to come this way. Your Pan doesn't stand a chance. And then vice versa. People could say that against me. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So again, you know, I appreciate the support and things like that. But my actual following, my fan base, my family, friends, all associates, like most of them have seen me in real time shooting shit up. So I can understand their arrogance when they support me.
Let's go. Drop a bomb for that, man. Say, I'm with you on that. I think mostly everything that you said today from a debater standpoint and how you handle yourself in debates, I think a lot of debaters can take a lot away from that. Like you said, whether they like you or whether they hate you, you know, just listen to the stuff that you're saying. And I can't really find any holes to poke in a lot of that stuff, even though other people will. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sure.
I don't see it, man. I think that you are a top tier debater. I think that your track record proves that you are a top tier debater. When it comes to this particular topic that y'all are talking about, just for me as a person who enjoy listening to debates, and I'm not saying that I know everybody's background, but I know a lot about your background, and hearing that you were a former practitioner of Pan Africanism, man. Say, I think I think it's not going to be a walk in the park for the world champions, Pan Man Wild as a Taliban, man,
Yeah,
at
you
all.
know what? That's my whole thing right there. You know, I get it. I as a champion, he should be confident, right? But my thing is, man, bro, don't sleep on me. Pandemus, if anything, I want him to hear right now is that Pandemus has seen me in these back chats. He has seen me on these posts. He lied and said he didn't see my debate. He did see my debate. And I'm gonna be honest with you. At the end of the day, if he doesn't think that I'm a serious competitor, then that might be the straw that breaks his camel's back. Because you know, I keep telling people arrogance and pride is the devil. It can
Mm,
make you in this type of platform, and it can break you. But all I'm saying is, come October 5th, bro, I'm gonna humble a lot of people.
October
I'm
the
gonna show them
5th.
exactly why I deserve to be here.
Y'all don't forget that date, man. October 5th, man. It's going down, man. The Versus series is live in 2025. The Versus series is serious. You know what I'm saying? And man, say I'm lit, bro. I'm lit for the whole card, but I'm definitely lit for the main event. And hey, Rue, you are a main eventer, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what main events you've probably had on other people's platforms, but on this platform, bro, when you know that we're a growing platform, how does it feel for you to be one of the two people that are not only on the main card, but it's the main event for the first ever debate mania, bro? How does that feel?
You know what? It actually feels it feels amazing. Honestly, it's one of those things like where you have to look at the road to getting there, right? What was the individual journey of both combatants, and now they're going to actually clash right here. You know what I mean? And it's so suspenseful. I just love the energy. I love how the setup is. This is just like if you would go to a UFC fight or a main event boxing fight.
Right.
It has that same type of energy, and I love it. I love it.
That's what we're trying to bring, man. We're trying to you know, keep the fan base that love debate. We're trying to keep them in tune, trying to keep them lit, man. And we definitely try to fix anything that we see that we are not doing in order to, you know, just be better than any other debate league that's out here, man. And for you to say that, you know, I think it's a lot of love being shown, and I think that we show the love right back to y'all, man. And you know, we really are trying to give the people what they want. And for you and the Pan Man to be the first two people, if let's say Paradigm Shift go viral and become the biggest platform in the world for debating, to where we hosting presidential debates, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Just to know that y'all two will be the first two people to kick this thing off, man. Yeah, it gotta feel good, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good point too, NoBoDy, bro. Because I'm gonna say this. I have been around for a while, watching Paradigm Shift actually start growing more, you know, and things like that. But here's the thing, bro. This is what's crazy, and a lot of people don't realize it. This is changing. The dynamics of Paradigm Shift versus series is changing. There is some serious debaters coming in here, man. Big shout out to my brother Anon, the anonymous Hebrew. Big shout out to my brother Chris Harris. You know, we got a lot of people coming in this thing that are serious about this thing, bro. And I'm telling you, it's crazy because we're all affiliated and we're used to shooting shit up, bro. That's the thing. That's all I'm saying. I want people to really consider what I just said right there. You know, whether you want to give us our flowers or not, just know this is what we do. We shoot shit up and have been doing that for years. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. And like you said, naming people such as yourself and people like Chris Harris, the Slim Reaper just entered his name, you know, into everything. Like, no matter if this community is big, but it's not that big. If you've been around, you know, or I almost know everybody's name, so you know who's a heavy hitter. For all of those people, hats to drop right here on Paradigm Shift in one place. Like you said, it is amazing, man. And to see where Paradigm Shift started at with just, you know, a couple of little people like me, you know what I'm saying, and other people, you know what I'm saying, where we didn't really have no names like that. So we kind of built our names here at Paradigm Shift. But then to have names such as yourself and the Chris's and the Slims and the Anons and the Hemis and the Queens, and for all of y'all people to come in and all of y'all to land in one spot, that's major, bro. I really believe that's major, man. You know
this thing is elevating. It's elevating, and I think that it's getting ready to go in a direction that a lot of people haven't anticipated. So how would I put it? I think that you know, a lot of people have to come to terms with, yeah, you know, this may have been your favorite for a while, but you know, there's some other people coming in here they're not cakes, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, totally.
Like
No.
they're
So
not just pushovers.
let me ask you this. I'm not for sure if my co-host Rocky got to ask Pan this, but I'm gonna ask it to you. The big brother Hemi, man, he's the number 2. He ranked number 2. So most likely, whoever comes out on this side as champion, let's say that it's you. How would you feel about facing Hemi next for the
Well,
championship?
that's a funny question you asked that, because me and him, you already got a debate topic,
Mm.
and I'm telling you right now, when that day comes, I'm gonna beat, batter, and fry chicken. I guarantee you.
And hey y'all, he not being prideful. he carrying that confidence, like he said, as a
Well,
champ, man.
I've had the debate. I've had that same debate at least 20 times, and for what he's shown me, he's not ready.
Hemi. Now you know Hemi gonna hear this, bro.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure he is, but you know, and there ain't no bad blood between me and him. We both we both have been trying to make this debate happen. It's just that, you know, we had different obstacles in the way. Like I was scheduled to debate this person or that person, and you know, he's got the social media tournament coming up, and so we're all trying to get this stuff into place. You know what I mean? But nevertheless, regardless whether I win, lose, draw this debate with Pan, I'm still going to have that debate with Hemi, regardless. You know, this is one of those debates we have to have out.
Y'all just heard that, man. Either way, he not running. If it's for the championship or not, him and Big Hemi gonna have to have that debate, man. So hey, I'm here for it, man. Outside of Hemi, you know, Hemi has to face Sister Quinn, and either
Man,
one of them I think she's ranked. Of course, she's ranked lower than what Hemi is ranked. But if let's say she beat Hemi, and then she beat the other person in the second round. I'm not on this committee, so I'm just speculating. If she wins the championship and she beats Hemi, I think that she would take his number 2 slot, and then whoever wins out of you and Pan, y'all would have to fight Sister Quinn, man, the stiletto carrier herself. How you feel about that?
well, you know what? I'm gonna say big shout out to Quinn. I'm actually a Quinn fan.
Yeah.
I think that she really has her stuff together. She's not one of those people that's like stuck in one little box. She has a universal knowledge of certain things, and I think she can articulate very well. And so she's another person that I would never count out. I would never
Okay.
count her out.
So
In fact,
outside of the
I think she's going to do damage during this social media tournament.
y'all heard it here first. So, without having to mention everybody else that's ranked in the top 10, is there any name that's on the top 10 list that you would want to face just because, you know, probably get your rocks off, or just it'll be a must-see debate, or one of those fantasy type of debates, fantasy matchups? Is there anybody in the top 10 that you got your eyes on?
Honestly, no, man. Like I'll be honest with you. Really, what I want to accomplish is just becoming the champion, and I just have that type of attitude, bro, that anybody could get it.
Anybody?
Anybody, you know. And at the end of the day, as long as our debate is going to be intelligent and healthy, then I'm all for it. Let's go, because I want the audience and the general public to gain something out of it. Not just watch us act like buffoons online. I want them to actually learn something and be able to gain something from it.
Well, let me play this for you since you just said that.
Is there no one else? Is there no one else?
Well, say, man, we already agreed that we was gonna try to keep this thing under an hour, my brother. Man,
Yes,
I think you did your thing today, man. I think you answered every question that I threw out there to you. You made pertaining to the subjects that we talked about today, man. It was already a lit debate. It was already a must-see debate, man. With these one-on-ones that me and Rocky doing with y'all, man, I think it even hypes it up even more, bro. But y'all already got everybody on the edge of their seats. So is there anything else that you would like to say in this interview that you haven't said? And we'll get ready to close on out, my brother.
absolutely. You know what? I kind of just jumped in there and I went, you know, completely went straight in, you know, with this thing. But I want to give the biggest shout out to my number one fan, my beautiful wife. I mean, she puts up. My wife puts up with a lot more than what people think. That, you know, because I get a lot of calls. Sometimes I'm up 3, 4 o'clock in the morning and I'm getting my study in, and she's waking up like, "What are you doing?" Like, you know what I mean? But yeah, I want to give a big shout out to her, man. She's my biggest fan. And I'm just gonna put this one out there. No matter how much y'all don't like what she's gonna say, you can't shut up. So stop asking her to shut up. She doesn't debate. She doesn't have to debate, but she supports her husband. That's all I'm gonna say on that one.
Sound like my wife, bro. And for anybody who's married and definitely been married as long as we've been married, come on, man. if y'all think we got love for our homeboys and friends, how much more love is there for our spouse, the one that we sleep in the bed with? Ain't nothing y'all can say or do to deter us away from our spouses, man. And our spouses are who they are. My wife, she loud mouth too. She go in. I be hoping sometime y'all don't hear her in the background, but hey, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I got to sleep with that, not y'all, man. So definitely shout out to Miss Heru Consciousness, man. I be seeing, you know, some of the stuff that be going on in the back chats and stuff that's pertaining to her. For you to still stand on all 10, bro. Have to deal with what you deal with at home, deal with what you got to deal with at work, but then come on these YouTube streets and have to deal with these people up here, man, and still willing to get out here and leave blood all over the floor, all over the ceiling, all over the walls, man. I give you much respect, highly respected. Oh, real quick, the founder, Brother DMG, is in the building. DMG, is there something that you want to say?
Hey, shout out to both of y'all, man. I'm a little under the weather, but I wanted to tap in and say thank you to my man Heru. I don't even know how long it been, but the brother hit me up and was like, "Hey, bro, I want to be a part of what you're doing. I like what you and the Craigs is doing, and I want to be a part of it. And I'm gonna be exclusive to Paradigm Shift TV 314." Oh yeah, he's like, yeah. I'm like, I'm dedicated to this, et cetera, et cetera. And contrary to popular belief, the brother has had 2 debates in the Versus series. He just had one on Super Wavy channel. So stop with the narratives about how many debates he had. But even if he only had one, what business is it of y'all's? All I'm saying is this. Salute to that brother. Salute to all the participants in the Versus series. We got a lot of things popping, and I'm extra appreciative of all the people who had a hand in this, whether it's the Craigs, whether it's Sage, whether it's you, NoBoDy, Rocky, GT, Cannon, etc. Shout out to all the supporters, Mama B, Miss Heru Consciousness, Anonymous Hebrew, etc. I couldn't be happier with what we're doing, but I did want to take that time to shout out this brother Heru Consciousness. Shout out to the undisputed, undefeated Versus Series World Champion Pan-Demus, the Pan-African Atheist, as y'all can see on the screen. There can be only one. Sunday, October 5th, 6:15 p.m., right here on Paradigm Shift TV 314. 2 men gonna enter. Only one champion is gonna leave.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
And we're gonna see who it is. That Friday, October 3rd, the social media tournament final. I don't know if it's gonna be Michael Everett, if it's gonna be KOT, if it's gonna be the Steel Stiletto herself, Queen, or if it's gonna be the biblical barbarian, Big Hemi. But it's gonna be 2 individuals meeting, and we will finally have an actual social media champion crowned. So y'all keep rocking with us. I appreciate everybody. NoBoDy, you know what it is. Salute. Good job on the interview. Shout out to my man Heru. I'll let y'all do what y'all do.
We appreciate you. Well, say, y'all, we finna get ready to get up out of here. Well, hey, Ru, do you got anything else you want to say before we do that?
Yeah, I just wanted to say to the boss man himself, HNIC, DMG, man, brother, I'm so grateful for this opportunity and grateful for being part of this movement. Because like I said, I see the direction that it's going, and I like what the actual channel or platform is really about. And so it to me, there's no other place I want to be. There's no other place I want to participate. If it ain't about Paradigm Shift TV 314, then it ain't about me.
Drop another bomb, man.
And That is. Salute.
Salute. Well, we know we appreciate you, DMG. Hey, Ru, this show was all about you, man, and that should show how much we appreciate you, my brother. And this is only many to come, bro. This is just the first one. Maybe I'll be the host of your next one-on-one. You know what I'm saying? If you do win the championship and you got to come up, and you got to have another debate, man. Maybe I'll be the same person to host you again, my brother, and we'll be back at it again, my brother. You know what I'm saying? Hey, for everybody in the listening audience, man, we appreciate y'all for coming through, checking out Debate Center. Y'all can look for more shows like this, probably weekly on Paradigm Shift TV 314, where we will be doing the weekly wraps up of everything that just happened on the Paradigm Shift TV 314, whether that's debate, whether that's conversations, whether that's interviews, man. Y'all can find everything you need to know right here on Debate Center, fact to facts, man. I am your host, NoBoDy. Always trying to tell everybody about somebody who can save anybody. That is the Pseudo Slayer himself, the #1 contender in the Versus series for the World Heavyweight Championship against the Pan Man, Wild as a Taliban. And y'all can check that out December the 5th. Don't forget, this will be a 3-day premiere, man. So this is the main event with the boy Heru and with the boy Pan. That's the main event, but make sure y'all tune in to the social media championships and make sure that y'all tune in to the exhibition debates that's going to be happening that same weekend, man. Again, I am NoBoDy. That's the brother, the Pseudo Slayer Heru Conscious. This is Paradigm Shift TV 314, and we'll catch y'all in the next episode. That's peace, my brothers and sisters.
This is a Wave exclusive.
Tell Classic Craig is going down. They mad they couldn't get their point across. Shit, I love the sound. Them sources looking weak, homie. You know we gon' check them out. Flying through your teeth, have my pseudo killer stretch you out. Bring them back, they calling me the puppet master. It's always some strings attached. The pseudo always dies at its source. We gon' see to that. And there you go pontificate. You know we don't believe in that. And I'm bringing reading back. Don't I make this shit look cool? Debaters better keep it cool. Might hit up heavy